fat boy. Love noodle bowls. So guys, Saturday, slept way in, slept half the day away. I guess I needed it. We kind of planned that into today when we started talking about what we were going to do this weekend. The only thing on my list today was go get more fruit trees, which I still will do, and I still will get a bunch of stuff done. Storming, a little bit of wind coming in. We're supposed to have some rain, so I'm just kind of up here staging everything for tomorrow in case we do have storms come in, so I don't have to do all this stuff in the rain. Everything up here is normal, so not really recording, well, really not taking the time to record what's going on up here. We can always catch some antics or something, but like I said, for every 5 minutes of footage you guys see, that's well over an hour of extra time. So I've got some fig trees, and I'm not sure where I'm going to put those in yet. I might put them over there with the other fig trees because we know they do well over there. But the plan is to put a fruit tree 10 feet back from every other post. We could put them tighter, but when they come in heavy under fruit, you can't mow around them. And I really don't know if the question is maybe, should we even be mowing them? Should we even care? Does it take away from the tree? And you see stuff that says it does, and you see stuff that says it doesn't, and I don't know the answer to it. If we put them in every other post, they're definitely you're gonna be able to get through here. Also, if it's a lot of dead space, we could just put blueberries in between every one of those, or something smaller, I guess. We have a lot of room right now being unused in that all of this area up here, not to mention the area in the back. I'm gonna come through here and just get everything ready right now for tomorrow, really, in case there's a storm comes in. Other than that, normal stuff. Amanda's just been doing stuff all day in the shop, tons of normal everyday stuff that's gets backed up. So I'll go in, start looking at orders, start printing orders, start going through emails, and just do, you know, inside stuff. But I'll still get some stuff out here done tonight as well. On the weekend, I love the weekend. If I didn't have to work, I wouldn't keep any kind of normal schedule. Like I do daytime stuff a lot of times at night, and I do nighttime stuff a lot of times during the day. So look what I just found. Come here, check it out. It's pretty cool. Oh no, I just found another one. I swear I am not putting these things here. I don't even look for them. Oh, there's another piece. These aren't even the ones I saw. The one I saw was almost a whole zip tie. And I've now lost sight of it somehow. And I was actually having the conversation, like, where do these keep coming from? I wonder if the birds pick them up and carry them around. Like they go scratch places, find them, and then carry them around. There's a big one here somewhere, and I just don't see it right now. That happens a lot. I'll see it, and I'll go to get the camera. Here's one here, not the one. But I'll go to get the camera, and then I'll come back and I can't find it. And I'll be like, well, it's next to the stick. But as you see, there are a lot of sticks. All right, well, I guess that's one for another day. 4. Made myself a little survival meal. What's that consist of? It consists of a noodle bowl. I love noodle bowls. Fat boy. Love noodle bowls. Love the different tastes and the different textures of noodles. I like cold noodle bowls. I like soup noodle bowls. Love them. So little microwave noodle bowl. Because I plan to have all the same amenities when civilization collapses. Not really. I have backups for my backups. But shrimp, because I plan to have a lot of shrimp. I have a freezer about this size that's about half full of shrimp. Onions. We always take our in cuts and regrow them. A little bit of garlic in there. We keep quite a few onions. As you see, they sprout. I'll take this, divide it, and make a bunch more onions out of that one. But a whole onion, a whole clove of garlic, which I have here. And when you bust them open, they're starting to grow. So you could separate all of those and grow those. And that's all I put in this one. Normally when I do this, I'll walk out here and grab 5 different kinds of greens, Swiss chard, and, you know, whatever. Depending on how much time I'm taking, I might throw carrots in there and do them in olive oil and soften them up, put a carrot in there, put a sweet potato or part of a sweet potato in there. When I build these things, these bowls, it's enough to feed like 3 or 4 people, especially if you put a lot of ingredients in them. What are you doing, boy? The weather was looking really dark and gloomy about 10 minutes ago, and now it seems to have passed. So I'm gonna gobble this down, and then I think I'm gonna hit Tractor Supply up the road and see what they have. This here, what is this? I want to say that's cilantro coming back. That's just cilantro. Here's the beds that I'd cleaned up. These are onions. Those onions I just showed you a minute ago. We pop them in here pretty tight. They grow up, and you could cut them right here for chives, or you could let them bulb and do like a big grilled onion. Not a bulb. They'll be the small green ones, but when you let them get big, they got a nice bulb on the bottom. And if you just brush them olive oil, throw them on the grill, man, are they good. Here's carrots and rainbow beets and rainbow carrots from last year. The carrots are all still in the ground here. I pulled one last night, showed you guys. And then here's the dirt, right? So we used a ton of this. I need to get this under cover, this material. The bags are just getting worked. Pretty soon they'll bust open. We used garden soil, and I mix a garden soil with a Miracle Grow potting soil. And everybody's like, John, that stuff will grow great one year, the next it won't. It's all urea in there, it's all piss. That's the fertilizer in it. A lot of guys said Fox Farms. So I got a buddy in another state, does a ton of weed, and they do Fox Farms. Did that. A lot of guys said, hey, Fox Farms is super hot. So I put beds in that were 100% Fox Farms, which is also expensive. And then I mixed some Fox Farm with garden soil, which is cheaper from Miracle Grow. And then I did some that was all Miracle Grow potting soil, some that was all garden soil. And they all seem to grow pretty good. Like, I couldn't notice a difference. I have a ledger inside, and I numbered a bunch of these. Bed 3, row 1, row 2, row 3, bed 5, bed 4. There's a bunch of them. Hi, buddy. What's up? You want some pets? What's up? Does that feel good? Huh? Does that feel good? So I numbered them up, kept a ledger. Never saw any difference between the soils. This one was a little mini dump truck we had delivered over here, and it's just garden soil out of a cow pasture or something. And he's like, everybody grows, and it grows really well. And it did grow. Like, all the Swiss chard I got last year was out of this bed, I think. We did some peppers out of this bed. There was a few things came out of here. I did use it pretty consistently, but it didn't do super awesome. But this right here, I would swear that right there is a little strawberry plant. I don't know how it got there. We put strawberry plants a lot of places. Most of them got into the greenhouse this year, and we never overwatered the winter, and it all died. Curious if I start watering those beds, if any of it will come back. That was kind of a 3-year experiment. Beginning of COVID, we bought everything we could get to plant the beds that we had, which was about a dozen. And Walmart starts. I gotta watch him. He'll go in there and eat my food off the table. Walmart starts. And when it got icy and snowy, we rolled them into the row house and then watered them. We really neglected them quite a bit. We closed the doors, and during the day it would make a lot of moisture and it would rain inside. We only watered them a few times through the winter and didn't really take care of them too much that next year, but they all produced a lot of strawberries. Kale came back, cabbages all came back, purple cabbages reheaded. I myself was kind of impressed with how much neglect I put on them, and they still produced a little bit, which tells me had we cared for them, they would have produced a lot more. And we never fertilized them, never top dressed them. These are all beds that were Jack Daniel's whiskey barrels, or supposedly, who knows where they came from. Cut in half. They're heavy, guys. They're really heavy if your wife has to move them around, or your kids, or anything. So the next year we bought a bunch of these fake ones, which are plastic, from Lowe's, Home Depot, Tractor Supply. He wants pets. He's got the slobber all over his nose here. And we put those in tomatoes. And our tomatoes, we always do cherry tomatoes. Tomatoes, we get blight here quite a bit. Probably look into some more blight resistant tomatoes and starting some of our own tomatoes. But I, for the most part, do, you know, the Better Boy and the Big Boy and the Walmart and Lowe's tomatoes. And I'll come through here, cut these, and then this year we'll again do mostly cherry tomatoes. And we don't really even eat cherry tomatoes. I take them, slice them in half, put them on the dehydrator, and then put them into canning jars. No treatment or anything, no O2 absorber. I just put them in canning jars, and they're basically sun-dried tomatoes. They have a really good, vibrant flavor. We'll go back in here and finish my late lunch here. And it's warm enough now, there's flying bugs in here, so it won't be long. We've got mosquitoes. So as you see, it's dark. Made it to Tractor Supply. They had a few things. They didn't look awesome, but I think that they'll do fine. I got some spinach. I got some cabbage. I got some strawberries. I'll divide that up. And there was something else I got here. I don't remember which the other one was. We'll show them once we get them. I'm going to plant these tonight, get them into some planters. Grabbed another fuel can. I'll stop on the way and top gas off. And then I got a small one just for premix. The cheapy cans tend to break. That's a little bit better of a can. I like to just have my 32-to-1 and my 50-to-1 in separate smaller cans, just because we like to use the small cans of premix for the 1-gallon or 2-gallon mixers, and they just work good, and it takes the guesswork and the math out for people who aren't going to do that. And being that it's my tools, that's just an easier way to deal with it. Walmart's right here, so I figured we'll check here. They seem to get plants from the same truck, same company, but they always seem to have different stuff, so I don't know why that is. Walmart's here, out more rural, seem to have a lot less stuff, whereas the one in Jackson 2-3 weeks ago already had a ton of stuff, which is weird too, so economics, I guess. Is there an O-ring in here? Yeah, I guess there kind of is an O-ring in here. Jug from Tractor Supply, plastic product warmers is the company, and I actually bought this thing for I think 22 bucks. Got a few of them already, and I think I like them better than the VP Race ones that I've been buying off of Amazon, in that this, you can tighten it down real tight and it doesn't blow past. And I just like to keep these jugs. They're easy to move around. You don't have to use a siphon with them, though you totally could. But the metal cans for long-term storage are definitely better. But with these for just use around the property, filling lawnmowers, filling little stuff to make premix, whatever, they work great. Even filling a truck, you can totally fill a truck. I think to siphon it with a super siphon is definitely faster, but for the convenience of just moving it around and having that nozzle to be able to put fuel into things at an angle, it's nice.
Very nice.
And like I always say, you know, if you have to run out and buy fuel because fuel's going up, or somebody on the internet told you fuel's going to be scarce tomorrow, don't you have all your shit filled already? Like when you buy a can of fuel, don't you go fill it up on the way home anyways? There we go. Top the truck, it was a little over halfway filled. $3.69 here. I paid almost $4, $3.98 in Nashville last weekend. It just hasn't caught up out here. It's definitely up past where it was, but you're not going to see fuel go down in price anytime soon. So buy it when you have the room for it.
Man, I'm talking about Willis, one of the realest.